Might be made into a movie in a couple of years, so let's see.
Oh, we'll see.
Let's all get off for Alex real quick.
Yeah! Alright, thank you everybody for having me out here tonight. Before I start, I'd kind of like to contextualize this first-hand account of mine. I'm an avid scuba diver, spear fisherman, free diver. I love the ocean, and so I'm going to be talking about one of my adventures in the sea. Let's see, all these reports that I post are actually online on spearboard.com. If you find it interesting, you can go on there and check out some of the other things I've done. Alright, so here it goes. Remember, this is kind of like a journal entry here, so take it as what it is. Okay, December 19th, 2009. This is a scuba dive, not a free dive or spear fishing. Did one amazing double black diamond dive with my highly experienced buddies Ken and Keith. We entered the water at Butterfly House in Carmel, kicked out to 50 feet of water, descended and swam around Stewart's Point to exit on the Carmel River State Beach. Total distance around the point, not including the steep climb in and the long walk out, was about 1,300 yards, or about 3/4 of a mile. Let's see. Visibility was excellent at 30 to 50 feet. Surge was 30 to 25 feet, or 3 to 25 feet, depending on the depth we were at. Larger down toward the Carmel River State Beach side of the point. The swell entering was at about 2 to 3 feet, and exiting was actually fairly impressive, 6 to 10 feet. It's actually a fairly hardcore dive. I did a Reef Environmental Education Foundation fish survey on this dive. That's one of the things I do out there. I like to count fish. And so first, we descended down to 50 feet after a 200-yard surface swim, and we landed on the edge of the reef. Immediately, we saw some California hydrocoral in beautiful pinks, purples, and lavenders, and we followed the reef south, descending as deep as 80 feet, where we encountered an amazing submarine canyon. The walls of the canyon rose 50 to 60 feet to a depth of about 30 feet, and swimming through the canyon was a veritable cornucopia of fish and invertebrates of all kinds, and they were really big. Near the shallow end of the canyon, I looked up to see a school of 200 blue rockfish hovering at the peak, light beams shooting down through the sparse kelp canopy. Watching this awesome sight, I noticed the head of a large female sea lion peek over the canyon-like ledge, or canyon ledge like a hawk perched high on a cliff. She then shot down through the canyon like a torpedo through the fish swarm, doing corkscrews within the canyon about 20 feet above our position. It was a breathtaking display of underwater agility within the sublime backdrop of fish-infested Sunnyvale Canyon. From the canyon we moved further south, encountering a large pinnacly boulder field. Prime fish habitat. I saw 3 more massive swarms of blue rockfish at over 80 fish each. I count these fish, so I got the numbers for it. I also saw a medium-sized lingcod, 3 medium-sized olive rockfish, which are really cool fish that hang out in the midwater. I saw 12 large blacks, a ginormous 26-inch cabezon, normally they're only about 15 inches, and 7 pregnant blue rockfish, and actually encountered 4 harbor seals. The harbor seals are particularly cool, and one inquisitive dark-skinned juvenile followed us around for about 10 minutes, nipping at our fins. At one point, its head was literally on my knee. They're very curious creatures, it's really cool. As we continued toward Carmel River State Beach, the search really began to pick up. We were tossed back and forth 20 to 25 feet between rocky canyons and over rocky outcroppings. We surfaced about 130 yards from the shore and swam till we were just outside the surf zone, where we saw the biggest challenge of the day yet. Waves were crashing onto the beach at heights ranging from 6 to 10 feet with strong rip tides. Not an easy way to exit. Ken, who was unofficially leading this dive, selected me to go first, since I had the most reserve air left, and so I could assist the other 2 once on shore. I did a submerged approach to avoid the worst, but as I got shallow, I was taken by a large wave. The force of the water tore the mask and snorkel from my face, and I hit the sandy bottom pretty hard, partially dislocating my shoulder. When the water receded, I crawled out on hands and knees, but I was hit again by another wave that threw me off balance, but at least it threw me further up the beach. I continued crawling out for another 50 feet to be safe, and removed my gear, returning to the surf line to check on my buddies. Next out was Keith, who was relatively less battered and lost no gear. We immediately started searching for Ken. We We were worried because we didn't see him at first, and we looked around for several minutes, but managed to spot him in the heavy surf. We ran over to assist, and just as we got there, I saw him in the middle of a breaking 9-foot wave and held my breath as I saw it crash over me. Amazingly, he used the power of this wave to push himself up the beach, but he lost his mask and gloves. I went in and grabbed him under the arm and removed his fins. As we exited, I saw a black thing in my peripheral vision, and acting fast, I recovered his missing gloves. Several seconds later, I located and recovered his mask and snorkel. In the meantime, Keith assisted Ken out of the water. We were battered and down some equipment, but had an amazing dive, never to be forgotten. We waited in the surf for half an hour hoping to recover my mask, but I never saw it again. Damn it, I had that mask for 6 years, loved it. Overall, the dive was amazingly fun, hauntingly beautiful, and about as thrilling as it gets. This dive really tested our mettle in endurance, exit technique, and overall diving skill. We passed the test with our lives and some really incredible memories.